Hello everybody, my name is Dave and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Kaiserreich. Today, we're going to play as the Commune of France, and I was thinking, because we already have a Germany campaign ongoing, might as well, look at it from the other lens. And it's been a while since we've ever had a campaign in Kaiserreich where we actually played as the International. The last one was only played as CSA, and that was back in early August, I believe. So it's been a few months since we've actually been on this side of the war. So, it would be nice to, get some change here. So, first things first, we are going to go for probably the direction of the economy. And we can probably get war economy. War economy is generally the one I think you want. Add electricity, some infrastructure. I mean, a lot of nice things here. The road to war also allows you to get some military buildup. We can demand some territory from the Swiss. There's a chance we can maybe even get them to actually join our faction. And then there's also the International Congress. We can't do that until the Congress actually happens. And hopefully then we can expand our faction as much as humanly possible. So first things first. Actually, you get a research slot right here. That's pretty early on. The 5% research speed's not bad either. As well as a 3% reinforcement rate. Ooh. Or the good population. But I think we're just going to go for direction of the economy first. 70 days, not too bad. Basic researches, of course, we're going to go for our research speed. Let's go for basic machine tools, construction, and for our fourth one, let's get our support equipment. That all seems okay. Template for support equipment right now, but that's okay. Nothing to worry about. Get free stockyards, free everything. Okay, so get a handful of the troops here. You're one too many. And who are our biggest enemies? Of course, it's going to be Germany. There's no real question about that. So put one more troop here. We also got to worry about other things. Like Spain could theoretically be someone who wants to oppose us. We have the fronts in Italy, which are more than likely going to go hot. Because we are planning on actually winning the war. There's a good chance Austria is going to join in as well, so that's just another obstacle that we'll have to face. When we actually get to it, though. So we need some rubber, we'll get that from Brazil. We need some tungsten, we'll get that from the Portuguese. Of course, we're going to be in a really bad situation where we're more or less going to get cut off from the entirety of the world once the war actually begins, and nobody will want to trade with us. So that's going to make things a little bit tricky, to say the least. So we probably want to somehow get some native oil production, or try to get Persia to flip to socialist and just take our oil from them. Both of those would probably be good choices here. So, Blue Army, you're going to be on the border with Germany. Purple Army, you're going to be on the border with Belgium. But again, they are a German puppet state. And you guys down here will be on the border with the Italian Republic. I think they're going to be our, that should be our first line of defense. Depends if 2 Sicilies joined in. But we shall see. So the free civilian factories, what do we want to do? Well, our economy right now is 21,931. We don't actually have that many civilian economy factories or military factories. So let's get a handful more civilian. Probably just in our capital. Got a nice 80% bonus up there. That should be good for now. Free dockyards, we're going to want to get some convoys. And we're also going to want to get some improved dreadnoughts as well. That should be okay, at least starting out. And we'll get some chromium from you. So the Third Republic ended the way it began, by defeat by German arms. And the facing communist revolution at home in November 1919, a revolutionary general strike was called by the CGT, paralyzing the country, causing the downfall of the bourgeois government. The party order was not strong enough to put an end to the unrest, and in subsequent months, the French establishment was forced out of France by a coalition of leftist forces in a brief but brutal civil war. For the past 15 years, the self-styled Commune of France is united behind a single common platform of syndicalist socialist consensus headed by the ruling Comité de Salut Public. However, by 1936, the consensus that was reached in order to rebuild the shattering country and defend the fruits of the revolution from foreign menaces is being deemed and increasingly outdated by many critics, and there are growing calls for more radical policies. France is increasingly confident in her security and her mission, but the French revolutionary tradition is desperate, and it is unclear precisely which ideological strand shall become dominant in the years to come. So I'm not too sure which strain we're going to go for. I guess we'll basically just see what bonuses each one gives us. Yeah, so you guys will push into here. Purple, you're going to try to push your way there. And of course we have the dreaded Italian front, which I always think is the worst front in any Kaiserreich game. It's always just hell to fight in. I don't know why Italy is always just a menace. And we're not using anything for support equipment right now, but we could just like throw them in here. What's this? Are there any difference between these guys? No, so I don't know why there's two templates. I don't understand, but that's okay. Okay, so Krenzig's been shot. Not a huge surprise. And we're only getting about 0.98 political power a day, which really is not a lot. Intelligence, inefficient intelligence, so that's -1 encryption and decryption. Not that that really matters right now. The fall of the Pravat. Ability is going to go down by 20%. Not great. We did get some more resources to gain efficiency, plus 14%. I guess that's good. The totalists have risen up to their charter. Unlike most of the time, you know, this actually does affect us because we are one of the syndicalist powers. There's a new king in Canada. Not a huge surprise. Again, that always happens. Right now, we're mostly syndicalists, with a handful of anarchists and the Jacobins and Sorelians at 12%. So clarifying the communal army. Due to the presence of trade unions within the communal army, it has become over-politicized, creating tension within the guarantee of national integrity and the armed and syndicalist revolution. This resulted in the incumbent chief of staff, a popular Civil War general, Maurice Gamelin, having to step down. The French syndicalist military leaders, mostly Sorelians, have decided to ask soldiers who they wish to lead the French army before defiantly dissolving military trade unions. And this depends, I think, on who gets... No, this is just destruction of the economy. This doesn't affect that. So, day 1. So, stability goes down by 10%. Is this just affecting who gets more popular? Who is... You are the Jacobins, I think. The war economy. I'm trying to remember, like... Are you the Jacobins? No, you're Sorelians. Okay. The Sorelians are the ones that'll cause like a coup in the country, so you don't want to get them in power. So, officer initiative. I mean, mass conscription is not a bad idea. You know what? Let's get the mass conscription. I think that should be okay. Just get more and more people in as we possibly can. Due to key purpose of the external internal security matters, the position of director of the committee... It's all in French. I can't read French. Is recognized as one of the key supreme power of the Commune of France and crucial for the destruction of political rivals. It could be a terrible weapon in the hands of extremist factions. So, is this also just... I mean, I want stability back up. We did take, what, a 20% penalty, I think, when the one guy resigned? Which is not great. Okay, the Afghanistan-Indian War's begun. Not a huge surprise. So, internal security. Again, is this just... Okay, no, this actually gives some modifiers. Tribal leader Charles Rapay has resigned his post, delegated the internal security to compete for the foreign affairs post. Former chairman is still hoping to preserve his political future. It's managed to get endorsed by the Traveler Wing. It is now grappling for the post with the stern Jacobin Maurice, Sorelian General Marcy Boucard, and young Macau's disciple Maurice Jayoux. So we can either get... Do they all get manpower? No, you actually lose manpower, which is not what I'm looking for. The political power gain goes up, stability plus 2%. A daily stability goes up. We lose 5% stability. So I'm guessing we get -3%. It's a really weird way to phrase it there. Political power gain, local resources, manpower, factories, and stability. Basically just bad. And you are more stability. Your 15% stability boost. Resistance growth go down. So it's either between the Jacobins, local power gain, resources, manpower, factories. What does local factories plus 5% even mean? I'm not too sure, actually. So, I mean, we've already gone through all the anarchist ones, so we might as well keep going. So, Black Monday. That does not affect us at all, I believe. Okay, so today's election is going to be plus a bit on the commune's economic policy implemented in recent years. Many visions of future syndicalist economies, more or less concentrated on industry and agriculture, are in competition. All of them crucial for the future struggle against Germany. The 2 military factories, 2 civilian factories, less manpower, more factory output, more construction speed. Not great. I think the Jacobins are the one that has like the best one. 2 military, 1 civilian is not great either. More recruit population and higher production efficiency cap. I think just the war economy. I think it's the best one, right? Yeah, it's 6 civilian factories right there, 4 military factories, and infantry equipment cost less. Pretty good. Building slots, I think, are kind of trash most of the time. You're basically not very good. What do you got? War support, a handful of factories. I think I do just want to go the war economy. Construction speed. Basically, it's only positive modifiers, and you get 4 free divisions. So that seems pretty good. Are you like elite troops? No, you're just regular infantry divisions. That's fine, though. We will send you into a new army. And I'll have you, I guess, on the southern border here with the Papal States. And 2 Sicilies. Because they are going to go to war with us. There's no doubt about that. No, not you. I want you to push away down south. So we gotta not fall for the mistakes of the AI, and that basically means don't let myself get navally invaded by 500 different people, because you know France is very susceptible to that kind of thing. Once the war actually breaks out. So election day 5, foreign affairs. It's finally election day, and one of the leading issues of the Commune of France is raised diplomacy. It is a double task of spreading revolutions throughout the world and preparing for our revenge against Germany. It is if the very existence of the Syndicalist International is not endangered yet, the future theaters of world revolution will be defined today. Like, I think I want world revolution. Not anti-German revanchism, not European socialism. I think I want world revolution. Everybody hates us more, but I don't think I care about that. What are the other modifiers? Statement, ideological monthly opinion bonus. That's not great. What are you? Approve. Okay, so basically, none of this really seems like it does much. So you know, I'm gonna go for a world revolution. I don't. Maybe that does affect what events will pop up in the future. So the anarchists have won. But we did get our war economy, which more or less is kind of the best one you want. Like, does that affect which one of these? Okay, so we go for mass conscription. 2 times research for infantry weapons, I think is pretty good. Land doctrine's not bad. Another 10% reduction in infantry costs as well is pretty good. Support technology, I don't think that's good. Okay, so Faro and Macau, or Macno, quarrel over the BGT. During the inauguration ceremony, the new Committee de Salut Public at the Bouge General de Treville, the BGT chairman, Sebastian Faure, claimed that the triumphant anarchist values were also his and thus refused to step down. Is that you? Yes. Professor Macau, for whom Grun has promoted the post, is a snub. Considered evidence of French xenophobia, and the BGT have decided to between Macau, the soldier, and Foire, the thinker. Well, I think we kind of want. Ability goes down either way. Let's put Macau in charge. He's now also leader of the army and the leader of France. We also can modify or get a military intelligence guy. Research speed and decryption, I think, is always like a pretty decent one. Or we just gain 0.1 political power is not great. I think we're kind of fine as is. You really think you're confident? Or I guess they're training. That's probably why he thinks they're going to be kind of bad. That makes sense. So we're still only in February. Actually, one of the slowest starts we've actually kind of had. We've had a lot of events, to be fair. So we're not getting imports from Brazil. Is it because you don't like us? Oh, try with the Dutch then. Brazil, do you just not like me? This is a different ideology modifier, which isn't really that bad. So the war here has ended. No surprise, Afghanistan has lost. Our manpower is low. But that's okay for now. We're actually getting a slight bonus for economic performance, 3%. Not a huge deal maker, but it is what it is. So what do we want to do? Infrastructure, more infrastructure. Getting oil and steel, not a bad idea. Factory output goes down, but we get way more recruited population, and we do need the recruited population right now. And also we get a ton of military factories here. Communal army. Well, this is more, another 3%, so that's going to get us up to, what, 8.5%, without us even having to change our conscription law, which I think is pretty good. You're just naval and air power, which I don't really think is that great, especially since, as France, our navy isn't really that good. So, you know, let's just go for the war economy. Let's get all of these factories going. And we also probably want to start training up a handful of these divisions. Of course, we want reinforcements on the max. Picking up some of these basic troops. Picking up an armor division. Who are you? You're also the exact same. Why do you have 3 infantry templates which are identical? I don't quite understand that. Inefficient intelligence. We get rid of that through you, right? Yes. We've been preparing for the Third International Congress in 1927. Now we are nearly ready to join the first Congress here in Montreal in Paris, built on the ruins of Sacré-Cœur. For 3 days, the city will host delegates from almost every socialist, syndicalist, and Bolshevik party from all across the world. We, the French, will take the floor first. That is if we are still planning on hosting it. Yeah, no, of course we're going to still plan it. Why would we not? I don't understand why you'd ever cancel it, but yeah, no, 60% sensibility sounds really nice. Just since we have taken so many penalties towards it, you know, let's at least make things less bad. So I think what we want to do right now is just buy, like, how much oil do we make? We only have like 8 domestically, right? We have 1 domestically. So I'm going to trade. Why does, like, nobody have any oil? Okay. We're going to trade, like, three factories for some oil. And just kind of store it. Because we wanted, like, probably actually want to get the storing technologies and just have a huge stockpile of oil for the war. Yeah, that'll be important. So whenever we get another research slot, we'll research the fuel silos. But I think this is going to be a good time to end this episode. So thanks for watching. My name has been Anthem. If you enjoyed, my thumbs up. Not enjoyed, thumbs down. Want to subscribe, and goodbye.